I'm speaking with Vivienne Wells. Now, Vivienne Wells has been at high school now for some time, and she has just qualified to go to a science forum in Europe. Now, Vivienne, can you explain just what the science forum is about?
Yeah, so I've been selected into the London International Youth Science Forum, and it's a 2-week residential program at Imperial College for over 400 young students from over 60 countries around the world. And we go there to explore the possibilities of science in our world and learn more about the benefits of the applications of science for all of mankind.
That's right. Now, Vivienne, a part of that trip is to go over to Bern in Switzerland too, I believe.
Yeah, Geneva actually, where the headquarters of CERN, one of the world's most prestigious research facilities, is, and is also home to the Large Hadron Collider, which is the largest particle accelerator in the world, and it replicates conditions that were seen in the Big Bang. So it's really exciting.
And it's just been done, reorganised too.
Yeah, it's just come back online after some repairs and upgrades that it did for a couple of years.
Now, to get to this situation, you've had to apply and jump through one or two hoops, I believe.
One or two. So my application process started last year when I applied through Rotary, my local Rotary Club, the Rotary Club of Cowra, for the National Youth Science Forum. And after a couple of interview processes in my district, I got accepted to be one of 400 students from around Australia travelling to Canberra, in January for a 2-week program there, and that opened up a lot of doors for me and for my scientific knowledge. And when I came back from that, I was so passionate about what we'd done there and the things that I'd learnt and the skills that we saw there and the science that we saw there, that I applied through the National Youth Science Forum for the London Forum, which I was honoured to be accepted into and selected.
Now, Vivienne, it's not a cheap thing to do to go to London, is it?
No, it's not, unfortunately. All experiences come at a cost, and one this enlightening has a big cost. For the full program, including the CERN, I'm looking at about $14,000. And coming from a small town in central west New South Wales that's had a lot of drought experiences, it's not an easy thing to get together. So I'm currently fundraising through the Cowra community with Rotary's kind support. It's incredible what they're doing for me and what they did for Brodie Hannon, another Cowra student that went to the same forum last year. So yeah, I'm doing fundraisers within the Cowra community and looking for donations from anyone who can spare a few dollars, as well as holding events such as trivia nights, those sort of fundraising events.
That's great. Now let's talk about you. Now, you are science and maths orientated as a student, I believe.
Yeah, I am. I mean, my biggest passions are those areas, but I like to think that I'm fairly well-rounded. I have a keen interest in the humanities as well, but most of my passion's in science, and that's sort of where I see my career ending up, in science or maths. So I have a great love of it.
And tell us, how do you spend your spare time?
Oh, I've got many hobbies. Mostly I help out with my parents on the farm, which, although it's also an occupation, has become a hobby after 12 years there. It sort of forced me to have a hobby, and I do it willingly. I look for science in everything I can, so reading scientific papers and that sort of thing, but I'm also a keen cook. Right. So if ever I have a spare moment, you'll find me in the kitchen.
You don't do sport at all?
Yeah, I do. I used to be a keen netball player, but for a couple of reasons, including injury, I've sort of stopped doing that, unfortunately. But
backed off a bit?
Yeah.
Do you do swimming maybe, or
I used to, but not too much anymore, unfortunately.
Well, Year 12 studies takes up a lot of time, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And although I don't do very structured sport, I like to think that I'm still a very physical person and active, and I do many hobbies that are both physical and intellectual.
Now, if anyone would like to make a donation to your cause, and I'm sure there'll be heaps of people who will, how do they contact the local Rotary, or is there a way to do it that's special?
So there's two options. Donations over $2 are tax deductible when made through payable to the NYSF, so the National Youth Science Forum, and any checks made to them can just be made out to the National Youth Science Forum and then posted to the Rotary Club of Cowra at PO Box 140. Apart from that, you can just contact the local Rotary Club if you don't require tax deductibility and make a direct debit there, by which I'm sure you'll get the account number in.
It'll be in this article.
Yeah, it'll be in this article.
Okay. Now you're also a member of the Leos Club, which does a lot of the community work as well.
Yeah. So in the middle of last year, the Cowra Leos Club was up and coming, and I decided to join, and I've got some really good experiences out of there and a lot of skills, and I'm really keen to give back to the community that's given me so much.
Okay, well thank you very much for sharing that with us, and as time goes on, share what you're doing with us, and when you go overseas, keep us in touch with what you're doing over there.
I certainly will. Be most happy to.
Thank you.
Thank you.